Hello, hi, my name is Sarthak Jain. I'm member of team number 13, and my other teammates are Rashi Jain and Shriya Bharat Nerikar. Together, we have tried to analyze the National Rural Drinking Water Supply data set. I'll give a brief overview of what this data set was all about. The data set consisted of population of India segregated into three categories: SC, SC, and general population, along with how whether they are receiving partially covered water supply or fully the region is covered with water supply. We have tried to do demographic analysis based on caste and region, along with time series analysis for this data set. So these are the different data pre-processing techniques that we have included, and these were some of the visualizations that we have used. Coming on to the data analysis part, we have used three methodologies. For clustering, we have used k-means algorithm. For association analysis, we have used a priori, and for regression, we are using linear regression only. Now, coming to the clustering part, from the first diagram, we can see that although the status is from 0 to 1, that means that the water is from partially covered to fully covered. However, the maximum that is reached is up to 50%. Means the SC concentrated regions are only 50%, although the water is from partially covered to fully covered. Another trend that we can see from this clustering is that once the SC percentage increases above 50%, the general percentage follows the same trend, which means that water is equally divided between SC and general population. However, once the SC percentage goes below 50%, we can see that there is quite randomness in this data, which suggests that the water distribution is not equal among general and SC population. This is one insight that we have obtained. Now I'll ask Rashi to continue forward with the presentation.
So we have done state-wise clustering for SC percentage of covered area and general percentage of covered area. We have noted down some important results, like all the blocks of Kerala are fully covered by potable drinking water as clearly seen. For Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, the cluster having what SC percentage covered and general percentage covered approximating to 1 has the highest density, which indicates very few blocks in Andhra and Tamil Nadu are partially covered, and all the blocks are fully covered. For Assam and Orissa, we can see SC people have more access to drinking water than general category people. As for the same SC percentage covered, the general percentage covered value is lesser. In Jammu and Kashmir, we can see general category has more access to water supply, as the density of cluster where SC percentage is very high of SC percentage is high. The density there is low. Hence, we can say majorly points where general percentage water supply is more. For association analysis, we have noted down a few important results and we have discarded a few redundant results. We can say ST concentrated areas are not fully covered. If an area is not ST concentrated, then 90% of the time it is not ST concentrated. And 90% of the cases where ST and SC are not concentrated, the general population lies between 45% and 90%. So we can say that generally areas with general population are fully covered compared to ST and ST concentrated areas. We can also see that partially covered areas have a support of less than 40%, and hence we can say 60% of rural India is covered by potable drinking water supply. So overall, we can say that there is some social biasness against SC and ST people. Now I'll hand over to Shriya.
So as analysis of Jal Jeevan Mission, we have implemented linear regression technique wherein we have took input as uh, target and population percentage and population in lakhs, and the output is the achieved percentage of the population. So based on the output of the regression model, we have divided it into three categories. The first is where the error is less than 1. So in these states like Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, Jammu and Kashmir, Tamil Nadu and Andhra Pradesh, these follow a linear trend in growth of Jal Jeevan Mission. The second category is where the error is a little more. This may be due to multiple reasons like better performance of a particular government in a particular span. So some of the examples are Chhattisgarh and Kerala, while Uttar Pradesh and Punjab have showed negative trends in the progress of Jal Jeevan Mission. The third category is where the error is huge, Now, this may be due to multiple reasons like better performance of only one government. Some states have shown negative difference, which indicates that there is negative growth and mismanagement in the Jal Jeevan Mission. Now, let's move towards our achievements. So, our achievements were that we have successfully analyzed the state-wise social biasness against SC and SC classes in terms of water availability. Then we have identified the reasons for successfully implementation of Jal Jeevan Mission by various states. Then we have identified states like Kerala, which have a maximum percentage of people under the potable drinking water supply, and successfully recognized water distribution patterns across India. While our shortcomings are, as the variation data in the data is not is very random and not organized, hence we cannot give a proper trend. Then our data gave various insights, but it did not show any reasons for such disparity. And the third is that from the government side, the availability of data is very low. Hence, the model training was not that up to the mark. Hence, the further work here includes that. However, we have completed the analysis. Much analysis still needs to be done. With that, I say thank you to all of you. Thanks.